Good morning, everybody. What is happening, you beautiful people? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am currently en route back through to Limitless in Cumbernauld. You watched the previous episode. You will have seen I was there yesterday and we had a pool session with all of the pretty nutty equipment that we have on offer here at Limitless in Cumbernauld. Today we're going back through to record a couple of days worth of reels for the gym, some tutorials for the machines, some tips, exercise hacks, and also to utilise some of the kit for my Legs B session. Now, Legs B does sound leggy, very leggy, but it's not that leggy, to be honest. It's actually my, it's more like a weakness bringer upper session, we could call it, so to speak. We've got all of my weaknesses on this session. It's only 5 sets, 3 sets of lying hamstring curl, because I need more hamstring. Then we've got 2 sets of Romanian deadlift when I'm nice and fresh and my hamstrings are warm, because as I've just said, I do need more hamstring. And then after we've done the Romanian deadlifts, that's when the session takes a turn. So instead of being legs now, it's literally just an upper session. We do 3 sets of lateral raises for my side delts, because I need more shoulders, and then obviously I need more arms as well, guys. So we've got 3 sets of preacher curl, and then we have 3 sets of tricep overhead press. It's a very, very enjoyable session. It's quite a short session as well. In off season, when I'm really pushing the loading up, it usually takes me about 90 minutes to around maybe an hour and 45. In prep, I can usually get in and out in about an hour, because I'm not pushing any of the sets beyond mechanical failure or even to failure at this point. I'm actually just leaving a rep in reserve. However, with energy levels getting a little bit lower and the fact that I don't have an awful great deal of food, I do like to be in the gym for a little bit longer than an hour. I will probably make the session take me around 90 minutes. That being said, we are recording a good few reels today for the gym, so the session will probably take a lot longer than 90 minutes anyway. But I'm feeling good. Today, prep update. So today we got a new all-time low. We're now sitting just 1 kilogram out from the cap, which, to be honest, I don't think is going to be an issue at all. Over the next couple of days, I reckon I'll be into the cap, probably. I do notice that after my Legs A session that we can pretty much see linear progression, and my scale weight continues to drop daily every day for about 6 or 7 days after that. So today was the first drop. Tomorrow will be another one guaranteed, and then we will be pretty much there or thereabouts. There is still a little bit more body fat to come off my lower back. There is a little bit more body fat to come off my glutes. You might look at today's photos. I'm going to show you them. Just one from the front, one from the back again. I'm going to show you them so that you can actually see. Now, you might think, Jesus, you're pretty lean, bud. There's not that much to come off at all. There's people go on stage fatter than this. And yeah, that is true. That is true. A lot of people go on stage fatter than what I'm sitting at currently. But on Team AO, we do not piss about, guys. I like to set the standard for all my guys and girls. I like to set the standard for myself, and I like to push that bar a little bit higher each and every single prep. Last year, I was the most conditioned I'd ever been, and the biggest I'd ever been, and that still wasn't really that big. This year, I'm a wee bit bigger and a wee bit more conditioned, so I'm looking forward to seeing it, how it unfolds and what it looks like on stage. I will always press myself to be the best version I can possibly ever be. I'm not one of these guys who can do things half-hearted. When I do something, I do something. I have got a little bit more to pull off. Once that's off, if I'm not comfortably into the cap yet, without even pulling any water or doing a water cut, I reckon we'll be able to just get into the cap just by pulling fibre. Fibre, for anybody who doesn't know, soluble fibre and insoluble fibre, you get 2 different types. Fibre, golden nugget for today, is basically what helps you go to the toilet. Soluble fibre means your body can break it down and digest it. Insoluble fibre means that your body can't break it down and digest it. So the insoluble fibre is the one that basically just goes through the system and helps you go to the toilet. Simple. But with that fibre comes a little bit of unnecessary gut weight, as your gut holds onto the fibre as it works through your digestive tract, goes through your intestines, etc, etc, etc. If we were just to pull the fibre, the fruit, the veg, all the oats, anything that's got fibre in it, what you'll notice is you actually get lighter, because it will start working its way out of your digestive tract and there will be no fibre left to replace it. So you can actually pull off about 1 kilo just by removing fibre in the latter days. I'm not concerned anymore. We're definitely going to be hitting the cap. I would like to be able to pull myself down a little bit past it so I can feed myself back up into it. I do think my physique looks a bit more fresh as it looks like that as you come back up. But who knows? Who knows what the big man has in store for me? All I know is that we are moving. I'm feeling good. and I am on point. Without further ado, I will catch up with you guys when we get into the gym. Again, this session, guys, isn't going to be as filmy as yesterday's. It's just going to be a fly on the wall type thing today because we're recording for the YT. Follow along, enjoy the session, and like, comment, and subscribe as always, guys. Peace out. So first up, guys, we've got the seated hamstring curl. Now, in this variation, we're using inspiration hamstring curl. I like to use a seated curl purely just to get a little bit of blood in the muscle, get the knees warm before we move into our compound heavy hamstring exercise. Here, guys, I'm going to show you how to get the most pure seated leg curl at Limitless in Cumbernauld. Yes. Sorry? Yeah. Okay, so key variables here when we're using any seated hamstring curl machine. You want to make sure that you've got the pivot point of your leg aligned with the pivot point of the machine. So you can use the nice little handle here to make sure that you've got this pad in such a position that it is situated just at your Achilles heel here. Once you've got that set up in a position where it is situated just at your Achilles heel, you want to make sure that you've got the seat in a position and your knee is aligned with the pivot point of the machine. And then once you've got that, guys, as well, then what I want to do is get this nice and tight down onto your knees, point your toes up to the sky, don't let them hang out because it will do you not putting tension on the hamstring. Point your toes up to the sky, actively point your knees up to the sky, and then do a nice solid brace, and then contract that at the hamstrings. Now guys, it is very, very important that you get a conscious effort to keep your toes and your knees pointed straight up to the sky. But if you don't, they will naturally fall out of the legs and you will be putting tension in places you don't want tension. Volume, guys. So let's talk about volume. Now, do you need more volume? Probably not. If you're not growing at the speed that you think you should be growing or that you want to be growing at, look at your training accuracy. Look at your intent. Look at your accuracy on the gym floor. Make sure that you're keeping control of both end ranges. Make sure that you're utilising tempo work. We know that tempo work is the main driver of hypertrophy. So keeping the mechanical tension on the muscle throughout the whole set has to be your primary focus. So leave that ego lifting at the door, guys. Work with a weight that you can control and do it properly on that gym floor. And that is how you're going to build some muscle, guys. If I do my last set on here, we're going to do some Romanian deadlifts. We'll do one set of Romanian deadlifts and then I'm going to take my hoodie off.
Right, cool. So we need to do exercise number 2 and then we're going to do an exercise over there as well.
What is happening? People, apologies, I've been a bit absent, so to speak, for this session. Me and the big man here have been absolutely crunching through the reels, and the DJI has seemed to have been taking a little bit of a back seat. I am on the clock today with Limitless. I'm contracted to these reels. I want to make sure that my main priority, my main focus is on these reels, guys. I am trying my hardest to get as much content for you as I possibly can, but you are literally just a fly on the wall today, guys. I'm going to move into my top set here. I'm just going to talk about it first. Then I'll move into my top set and then we'll do the back off. So here, second exercise for building big hamstrings. Yep. Once we've already done a seated variation to get some blood into the knee area and into the hamstring, is going to be a Romanian deadlift. The reason why I like a Romanian deadlift is it overloads the hamstring in its lengthened position. And then a couple of things we want to remember when we're doing a Romanian deadlift are XYZ. Yep. B-roll. Exercise number 2. Now, we've obviously already been onto the seated hamstring curl. We've got a bit of blood into the hamstring. Knees are already warm. So now we're moving into the Romanian deadlift. Now, the Romanian deadlift is a great exercise for bringing up your hamstrings and your glutes because we can really overload the lengthened position of these two muscles with this exercise, okay? So, a couple of key things you want to remember when we're doing a Romanian deadlift. First and foremost, you want to keep your shoulders driven down, almost like you're trying to drive your shoulders down into your armpits, guys. All right? From here, I want you to get the bar in a position where it is completely braced against your thighs. And then from there, the only thing I want you to focus on, guys, is hip drive, okay? So you want to get your hips as far back as you possibly can. I imagine I'm trying to kiss my bum on the back wall, okay? Once your hips can no longer travel back, here, what you'll notice is you can't get any lower without then bending at the spine. Once you've got your hips as far back as they can possibly go, you just want to travel hips forward. Boom. Now, you don't want to hyperextend. You also don't want to pull your shoulders back. Keep your shoulders driven down into your armpits and focus only on hip drive.
recorded. It's in your face, but it's fine.
Okay guys, we've completed the majority of the session. We've done and dusted the lying curl, seated curl we actually used here today. Done and dusted the seated curl, done and dusted the Romanian deadlifts. We've just hit 3 sets of side lateral raise with dumbbells. We're now moving into my last set of preacher curl, and then we're going to be doing 3 sets of behind the head tricep extension. And then that's us pretty much done. I did plan on recording a lot more content for the YouTube today, but the session has just went a total opposite turn. So we've been literally recording content from the minute I got in here for the Limitless page. And it's diverted my attention a little bit away from the YouTube. But we moved. We've got a few more sets, then we're going to be wrapping it up for the day and then hitting the road. Appetite is super high today, so I'm looking forward to getting the post-workout grubbing. Let's go. Woo! It's been a bit of a long one today, guys. Obviously, just because we've been recording. Got in here at, what, like 11:15? Had my pre-workout meal at 10:30. It's now going on 2. So we're talking like 4 hours almost without grub. Which is why everybody's always asking me why I've got carbohydrates and stuff in here. That's why. My training window's that long sometimes that it would mean that I would be going so long without food. In here, we've got 20 grams of MPS Max, which is an essential amino acid blend trained by JP. Again, building blocks of protein. They just help me with the recovery process before I obviously finish training. Got glutamine and creatine in here. Glutamine's for gut health. Creatine helps with energy production at a cellular level, ATP. And then the carbohydrate powder is just a fuel source in here for me to actually get through this session without melting into a small puddle of hyperglycemicness. Almost done and dusted. Hopefully we have caught a little bit of content for the YouTube and it's not just going to be me talking in the car and then 2 minutes in the gym. I'm sure you can all appreciate that I've been super busy today, guys, and I am trying my hardest. Stay tuned for the tricep work, and then yeah, that's us.
Yeah, I'm filming. I don't think your mic's connected though.
That's fine. So that is the session finito for the day. It has definitely been a long one, but we've managed to box off pretty much everything we wanted to get boxed off, and we had a pretty productive session at the same time as well. So for 2 weeks out, I'm pretty happy, guys. Now, post-workout scran going in, same thing as always, 125 grams of jasmine rice, 200 grams of chicken breast, 100 grams of berries, 30 grams of kimchi. The reason why I use kimchi, for anybody who's wondering, is it is an active strain of probiotics for the gut. So it has a lot of good bacteria in it, which can actually help with digestion and overall gut health. The main thing for me is it tastes absolutely lovely and I really enjoy it. That's another reason why I have it. Post-workout food, I'm sure I've touched on this many times before, but for you guys on the YouTube, just in case I haven't, we want fast delivering, quick acting, high glycemic index carbohydrates. Anything that's quite high in the glycemic index, white rice, white potato, cream of rice. You could use bread, but there is a bit of fat in bread, so ideally you want to be staying away from that. Anything that's quite high in carbohydrates and relatively low in fats is going to be your best option post-workout, because when we're training, we pretty much deplete the carbohydrate stores from inside the muscle. Getting the carbohydrate back into the muscle as quickly as we possibly can post-workout has to be the main goal. I'm going to get this down the hatch, guys. Again, like I say, every single session, thank you so much for everybody taking the time out their day to watch along. I hope you found a little bit of value in this session, if you can. I'm well aware that I wasn't on the camera very much, but you know, I did what I could, guys. So again, thank you for watching along. We're 2 weeks out. Next video will probably be about a week out. Looking forward to that one, guys. Like I say, every single video as well. If there's anything extra you want me to cover or anything else you want to see, let me know in the comments, guys. Peace out.